What's up everybody, this is Zoya. So about 2 weeks ago, my husband and I finally got to visit the League of Legends Park in Seoul, South Korea. It was a really fun experience, so I wanted to share it with you through this video. A couple hours before the game started, we dropped by our favorite spot where they serve 닭갈비 or chicken kalbi. I highly recommend trying it.
나중에 여기 와서 소주 먹자. 원래 그때까지 하려나?
Always tastes good. It's like sour, sweet, and very cold. It's going to be really good with the hot, spicy thing. Wow. It's really hot and chewy.
시발이잖아. 눈이 뻔데 사과는.
Okay, we have some left.
라이브 되고.
So I have some rice, some kimchi, and some dry seaweed flakes.
근데 나 그렇게 작년에 비행만 했단 말이야.
So we're gonna mix it all together. It's good. It's a little bit spicy for me, so like my nose is ready. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of us eating the fried rice. In fact, it was so much that we couldn't finish it and took the leftovers to go. Overall, it was a delicious meal and perfect to keep us full during the games. After eating, we took the bus to Center City, Seoul, which took about 20 to 25 minutes. You could also take the subway, but we decided to go with the bus. The area where LoL Park is located is actually quite close to the statue of King Sejong in the Gyeongbokgung Palace, so the US Embassy is also located in that vicinity. There's plenty of ways to get there, especially by public transportation. Many buses come along almost right up in front of LoL Park, and a subway station named Jonggak, which is on the dark blue line, is also right there. So overall, it's a highly urban area, but still with touches of history here and there, so lots of tourists do come to visit here regularly. It's super accessible. LoL Park itself doesn't stand alone, but is located inside Grand Seoul, which is a pretty tall building with twin towers. So in order to get to LoL Park, you need to enter Grand Seoul and go up on either the escalators or the elevator to the 3rd floor of the building. It's really not that difficult, and there are plenty of signs to point you in the right direction. We didn't go into the building through the main entrance, but instead took the underpass elevator straight up to the 3rd floor and entered that way. Once you enter, the first thing you see is the Riot PC방, or the gaming cafe. You can use it just like any other PC방 in Korea, but it is a bit on the fancier side, with nice chairs and gear and all that. We didn't go in there, but you can definitely just come and kill time there if you want, especially since you don't need any ticket to LoL Park in order to use it. Once you do enter through the first checkpoint, which is there because of COVID, you see the Bilgewater Cafe, which is kind of like a small food court where you can order drinks and snacks. Right now, it's also partnered with BBQ, which is a Korean fried chicken chain. So you can have some fried chicken there if you like. You cannot bring food, though, into the arena, except non-canned drinks. So while there's some seating at the food court, it's not that much. So if it's a busy weekend, do be warned. Everything's also really overpriced. So that's why we ate prior to coming there. Right next to Bilgewater Cafe is a Riot merch store. It's pretty small, but still has quite a few neat things. There are figurines for both League and Valorant, some clothing merch, accessories, mouse pads, stationery, and other fun stuff you might be interested in getting. The figurines were probably the coolest in my opinion though, but they were also the most expensive. For myself, I got a BMO hat and a little Meow Kai pin to go with it, just to stand out a little more from the crowd in the arena. After passing the store and the cafe, you get to the cheering table, where you can get poster paper to make signs. I brought these cutouts. We're cheering for Nongshim today. Hoping to get on the screen. Got some brave crabs here. The reason I decided to cheer for Nongshim was because while I'm not necessarily a fan of the team, I felt like they were the favorites in the matchup against Hanwha Life, so we'd have a higher chance of getting on camera with our signs if we cheered for Nongshim. Just exercising some big brain strategy. I want to say something about ticketing. You have to reserve tickets 2 days ahead of a game you wish to attend, and it's all done online. Reservation is extremely competitive and seats are gone within seconds, so you have to be super quick. We were able to get tickets to this game because the teams aren't as popular, but if it's any of the big three, T1, Damwon, or Genji, then good luck getting a ticket because, well, it's nearly impossible to get one. Another thing is that if you're a foreigner and don't have an ARC, which is an alien registration card that proves your identity, I don't see how you'd be able to even get a ticket for yourself, because when you reserve a ticket online, you have to prove your identity with a phone number or a bank account registered under your name, which is tied to the ARC, not your passport. Then when you come to LoL Park, you have to again confirm your identity with the ARC to get your ticket validated and printed, and then you can go through the gates and enter the arena. There's basically no way for you to get a ticket through a friend or a relative since it's all tied to your ID. Heck, there's even a face check. So yeah, I'd have to do research on how temporary foreign visitors can see games at LoL Park without the ID, but for now, I really have no clue. But back to our experience, we actually had seats right next to the English caster's desk, so it was cool to hear them sometimes when they screamed, like during the game or something. The side that we sat on was actually the Hanwha Life side, so everyone around us was a Hanwha fan. But the camera guy was also right behind us, so he knew we were the only Nongshim fans, so to say, in this section, which of course raised our chances of appearing on camera in case of a Nongshim win.
하지만 이렇게 시즌 마지막까지 왔어요. 이 마지막까지 왔는데 이 동심 레드포스에 대한 기대감이나 이 선수들 몇 명을 봤을 때 적어도 그래도 마무리 좋은 멋진 인터뷰와 함께 마무리해야 되지 않겠습니까? 맞죠? 엄태로 끝낼 수 없잖아요.
내 팀은 2연패, 3연패, 4연패 가지고 6연패를 끝낼 수 없으나 눈집이 얼굴에 보세요 이 선수들.
맞습니다. 이번 시즌 코로나 21
했지만은 그래도 로스레토스에게 많은 팬분들이 기대했던 그 성적은 아닌 것 같거든요. 그렇기 때문에 마지막 경기를 이기면서 승리로 장식했으면 좋겠네요.
네, 피처런 선수가 새로운 키우는 선수가 이제 썸버때 빨간바닥을 제대로 보여주면서 가을로 해야죠.
그렇죠. 어차피 이번 시즌이 끝도 아니고
네.
나중에도 계속 더 바라봐야 되기 때문에 결국 팬분들한테 기대감을 심어주는 것도 굉장히 중요하단 말이에요.
하나 생명입니다.
네, 하나생명입니다. 무력의 두두, 옴플릭 장군님, 육성의 하나생명 등 다양한 수식어가 붙었던 이번 시즌만큼 선수들도 팬분들도 3승으로 마무리하기 많이 아쉬울 것 같아요. 그래도 이번 시즌 마지막 경기에서 하나생명 e스포츠만의 그 파워를 보여줄 수 있다면 승리를 가져갈 수 있지 않을까라는 생각이 들고요. 3승에서 4승에 무조건 올라가야 됩니다.
그렇습니다. 사실 하나생명 아니 첫날 이후로부터는 아직까지 그 이후로 이 순간을 추가 못하는 진짜 안타깝네요.
현실적으로 스토리가 끝난 뒤에 당장 효과를 내기는 힘들 것이라고 예상은 됐지만 그럼에도 여러 가지 중간중간 일이고 돋보이는 경기력이나 결정 기준으로 봤을 때는 깜짝깜짝 일이 있었단 말이에요.
네.
그런 만큼 다시 한번 강조하지만 진짜 어떻게 마무리가 되는 간에 그 시기가 아니냐는 저는 의미가 좀 큰 것 같아요. 어떤 그래도 여러 가지가 알려지는 데 있어서도 말하는 데 있어서도
그렇습니다. 네. 자, 방금 일반 스포츠랑 비교하신 것도 나왔는데 하나생명 다른 거 지금 완전 성공원이에요.
그리고 오늘 이기면은 10위를 면할 수 있다는 그런 것도 있기 때문에 하나생명 e스포츠 다른 마음으로 오지 않았을까라는 생각이 들고 이겨본 상대잖아요. 그렇기 때문에 좀 더 자신감 있을 것 같습니다.
After the players entered and the pick and ban phase began, it was cool to be able to see the players' screens, how they're scrolling through champs, changing runes, choosing skins. For example, here Samdi locked in Kaisa, and then if you look at the screen, you could see that he chose the Prestige KDA skin. Of course, it was Kaisa mid, not bot, but still, fun details like that makes this experience more fun and relatable. Also, I really regret turning my camera off for a split second because Hanwha actually locked in Vladimir, and the entire stadium went absolutely nuts. By the time I turned my phone camera back on, the noise kind of already died down, but still, it was cool to be at LoL Park during that one time Vlad gets locked in, and it's a shame I didn't get to record it. Once the game started, I honestly felt like a chameleon trying to look at the big observer screen and the players' individual screens at the same time. There was a bit of a delay on the big screen, so sometimes you could tell how a fight or a skirmish ended before it even showed up on the big screen just by watching the players' screens. You could also hear the players' voices when they made shot calls, so that was cool as well. But here's some footage of the first game.
여기까지 왔으면 그러면 어떤 자신감을 만들어서 해야 되나요? 나를 따라.
일단 비슷하다고
이거 맞죠?
그리고 일단 스킬이 많이 나갔습니다.
좀 빗나간 것도
그리고
있고
안쪽에서 서로
있죠? 너블 지기.
캐릭이 많이 긁었는데 그리고 두두가 바뀌었어요.
자, 카르스님.
그래도 마무리를
그래도 마음이 안 됐어요. 안쪽 쌍띠 안쪽 쌍띠다.
근데 이상하게
그리고가
아니 이런 고밸류 이런 하이테크 조합해가지고 근데 너무 초반다 시도한 게 아닌가.
아니 대박 이거 말고 너가 보는 거 먹고 빠지고 버스 29분 내내 바람먹을 사람 정비 작업을 했던 농심이 좀 달라고 이건 하나생명이고
At the end of the first match, we could actually see the English casters walk out of the stadium, but the funny thing for me was that while they had shirts and jackets on the top, on the bottom they were wearing track pants and sneakers or sandals, which was pretty hilarious. But hey, that's what we all do during online conferences, so you know, no judgment. During the break, we stepped out to go to the bathroom and also look around. There were pillars with fans' messages to their favorite teams, as well as a small hall of fame with the LCK Cup, murals of legendary players, and team jerseys. Around the food court area, we also noticed that the analyst carpet space, as they call it, was set up, and Atlas and Chronicler were doing the live post-game analysis right there in the open. You could actually hear a bit of what they were saying.
And on the other side of it, Notion had a really great pitching crowd. Very looked like it had a lot of
Okay, so one thing that I thought was pretty odd was the female to male ratio in the stadium. So the stadium is divided into 3 sections: red side, blue side, and the neutral middle. And the weird thing is that the middle side, the one that gets the most focus and camera attention, is overwhelmingly packed with girls. You can see it here as well. I always wondered about the overwhelming number of girls in the stadium when I watched the live streams, but the seating arrangement kind of explains it, honestly. I still have no idea how that works out with all the ticket reservation madness. Maybe Korean girls just have really fast reaction time. But you can tell that on our side, the Hanwha Life fan section, it's predominantly guys. So yeah, but anyway, back to the game.
싸움 가리나 싶었는데 돈 차이가 너무 많이 나겠죠?
일단 뭐 상대를 2명이나 잡은 게 중요하니까 이렇게 남은 2명이 어떻게 막겠습니까?
나름 세미 싸움을 한 거예요.
아니 뭐 전력창 치면 세미죠. 아이고 그러니 나름 또 잘하는 거 아 그게 중요하죠.
세미 싸움.
바론을 가고 있네요.
자 꺾었습니다.
되게 잘 싸운 거예요. 이게 참 잘 싸운 건데 너무 차이가 나서 어쩔 수가 없는 거예요. 다시 막아야 되는데 헷갈리는 이제 냈거든요.
맞습니다.
튀는다면 본진.
자 너네 우리 칠수 있어. 우리 스킬한다.
예. 우리 하나 생명. 어차피 어렵다.
되게 많이 들어갔는데 너무 아파요.
스킬.
그리고 판다가 아래쪽 지금 리스트 앞까지 있고요.
문제가 아니죠. 달려주면 돼서 결국 농심 레드포스 시즌 마지막.
In the end, Nongshim won 2-0, so almost all the Hanwha Life fans left in disappointment, but we stayed for the POG interview, and that's when the cameraman had no choice but to point at the only Nongshim fans on his side, and my shining moment had finally come.
헤드 선수부터 소감 들어볼게요.
이번 시즌 되게 다사다난했는데 그래도 마지막을 승리로 장식해서 기분이 좋습니다.
좋습니다. 끝마무리 정말 기분 좋게 가져갈 수 있어서 너무 기분 좋을 것 같고요. BDD 선수도 이렇게 스프링 마지막 경기에서 첫 POG를 받게 됐습니다.
Yep, I made it on TV, Mom. You can finally be proud of me. In the end, sitting on the non-favorite side did pay off, and my mission to get on the broadcast was a success.
It was fun. It was fun watching everything live and seeing like on the screens and on the big screen. It's a shame that it was only 2 games, but I guess when it's a stomp, it's a stomp. And we got on the screen, so that's cool.
After the games were over, we decided to leave by escalator, so we got to see this really cool long mural with different League champs drawn in different styles. Overall, it was a fun day experiencing League of Legends live in Korea, seeing players, game casters, and fans together in the same space, enjoying the games and just having a great time. And since the MSI this year is happening in Korea too, well, you know what I'm gonna try to do next. But with that being said, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.